by robots since you guys.
Well,
I knew it.
We kicked off in the best way possible when I host, total chaos and non-conformity stuff like that.
Damn,
but yeah,
I can't hear anything you guys are saying.
Oh, okay.
It's bad. It's bad.
Okay. Well, it's a great start.
We can hear you.
Welcome to Casually FC, guys. I'm Andrew Winston. I'm hosting tonight as Marshall was at the game. I'm here with Real Chris and Oliver. Before we get everyone's view of the game, we just run through the admin, like and share the video, please. Turn your notification bell on. That will tell you when we are up and running, or we'll tell you in half an hour to go. Also, subscribe to help build the channel. We passed 2K subs with the 2K sub celebration in the last video. And also, there is a join button for the membership. There are different tiers, different perks and stuff like that. We'll try and get Marshall's view of it. The signal's not very good. He was at the game. And I don't even know if he'll be able to hear us. That's the thing. So, but yeah, guys. So we have won our first trophy under Poch. Let's be all shameless with that.
We won
Invincible too.
Yes, Invincibles. Yes, we won Invincibles. So we won 2-0 against Fulham. I do like these Premier League pre-season games, especially in the first half. There's loads of intensity. In the second half, it dies off because of all the subs and stuff like that. I do feel it's better for pre-season. So what did you think? So I know, Oliver, you were on Ahmed's channel for this for watch along.
Yeah.
So Real Chris, let's go with you. Did you catch the game?
I did watch the game, most of parts of it anyway. Like the first half I thought was like brilliant, in all fairness. So what I look for like mainly in pre-season, not just results as well. Results are obviously really good to have, because if you don't have results, then it's not going well. But results are going perfect for Chelsea right now. I haven't seen Chelsea like even form like this even in pre-season for like a couple of seasons at least anyway, like not like this anyway. So that's a good thing with Chelsea right now. And what I noticed, not sure if you guys noticed in the game as well, I thought it was pretty good as well, like the shapes of formations. I seen this go at the start of the game. It looked like a 4-3-3 to be honest, and then it changed to a 4-2-3-1, even to a back three. I think late on the second half as well. What I thought was pretty good as well. Like Enzo looked better this game. Second game in for Enzo in pre-season. I actually thought he looked a lot better in this game. He almost scored as well, but he kind of scuffed it on the second chance he had with the rebound. I thought Chilwell, I thought he was a lot better than last game. I saw him last. He's good in attacking positions. He didn't really have to do much in defence, because I thought we kept the ball so well. Like, what I like about Pochettino, I heard him, I think it's 20 minutes in, when he's talking to a player, no more long balls, short balls, close into the midfield, like just pass it between each other and move it forward. And that's what they start doing more often. And that's what I'm liking about our style of play, because our style of play last season was non-existent, and this season is already changing really quickly in pre-season. That's what I like to see in pre-season. The keepers as well, like I'm not sure who the second keeper was, but he made a good save as well. I thought
I think it's Bergstrom.
Bergstrom.
Yeah, Thiago Silva looked good as well. That leap from Thiago Silva, he's only 6 foot as well, and then the power of the header he put in, like it's a great header as well. I thought from Thiago Silva, he was solid today as well. Gusto, even Reece James as well. Like think about Reece James, he's moving the ball forward as well. I thought Sterling as well. Sterling did have a better game compared to like the other games he's been playing. I thought he's fine today. Wasn't doing a whole lot of wrong for me as well, like his general play. So yeah, I thought it was a good game as well to watch today for me. Not sure about you guys, how you guys view it, because I haven't spoke to you.
Let's move on. Oliver, what did you think of the game itself? Anything, overall, just not who stood out or anything, just overall, what did you think of the game?
It was quite a different game to some of the ones that we've seen in the Premier League series. I mean, I felt this was a lot more of a cagey game compared to the other ones, and it really posed a different kind of challenge for the team. Can you win dirty in a way? Because you're going to have to do that at times. You can't win every game you're playing champagne football looking pretty. And I thought we responded quite well to it. I mean, there were some performances that maybe, again, could have looked better on the eye, but at the end of the day, it was effective. NKUNKU wasn't the best on the left, but he got a goal. And, I like Santos, the way he allowed Enzo to get forward. But yeah, just in general, just to be able to show that we can have that other avenue to win, I'm very happy with it. And, I like what you said about. I totally agree with playing these Premier League teams in pre-season. That's kind of the way we should be doing it. It's going to help us a lot more. So I'm happy with it. So just on to Dortmund. Hopefully in Dortmund we can start seeing what the team's going to look like against Liverpool, and then we actually get into the competitive stuff.
Right, because is there any other game after Dortmund?
No,
we go straight to Premier League.
unless there's anything anything behind closed doors which you haven't heard about yet. No,
I'm really surprised by that because that's like 10 days.
Yeah.
Of
is it 10 days? Is it actually 10 days break from Liverpool?
It'll be 10 days, yeah, because I think it's Thursday, right? Is it Thursday?
We should try fit friendlies in there, a friendly in there, like even if it's
I would
pre-season,
even if it's behind closed doors.
Yeah,
or something like I would do that to keep the logic dictates you would do that, but I don't know whether they already have something lined up. But Ahmed, thanks for joining us as always. You ran a watch along, so just your overall impressions before we go into anything deeper of the game itself.
I think overall the game was a bit more of a sticky one in the sense that it was a lot more cagey. The midfield battle was quite a chaotic one. At the end of the day, it's one of those games where can you get the job done? Yes, we were able to do it. I think defensively, we looked quite solid. In terms of the attack, I think in the second half, in the first half in particular, I think there were times where it was working. There were times they weren't. And then in the second half, it seemed to look a lot more better, I would say, in the second half. But overall, I think it was just a game that we just were able to get a performance from, which was needed.
Yeah, it's like I said at the start. I think it's the first half are always the better of these games. There's more intensity in them. We did 9 subs even after a minute of the second half. So it took all
that was a funny one.
Yeah, it took all the intensity out of it, which I understand and everything like that. And
2-0.
But we let's see. So who impressed in this game particularly? Not just overall, but in the tour so far. But who impressed in this game, Ahmed?
I think for me, Andre Santos had another really good game, which was quite impressive in my eyes. I think for me, he's really showing the reason why he should really be like a backup to whoever may come in as the actual midfielder. I think he's doing a good job at showing that. I think the next person that I would probably say has had another nice little good game, similar to him, Chukwuemeka, is another one I would give a good amount of plaudits to as well. Bashir Humphreys, I think, deserves a shout out too. There was a centre back that was next to Chilwell. I think he had a great performance. He did a good job covering Chilwell in particular because of the fact we know that Chilwell likes to bum up forward a lot. I think we saw a bit more impetus in attack from Chilwell as well. Who else am I thinking about? That pretty much other than that, no one else really. I would say everyone else had a pretty much solid performance. Gusto had a good solid performance, and that's pretty much it.
I would like to say Nicholas Jackson, man. He keeps impressing me when I'm watching him play. His link up, his movement, his effort to try to get a goal. I don't know who pinged the ball to him, but he tried landing that volley. Was quite hard a volley to do. I don't know if you remember. They pinged it into the box. It's the right side of the box, and he tried volleying it, but kind of went a bit wide and over. His link up was good as well. And yeah, I will say I think Santos.
Tell me about it. 30 second rest.
Is that your soundboard?
30 seconds, bro.
No, it's just the homies in the background. What's going on, everyone? We just finished watching the game.
Jose. You got dark Jose CFC, bro?
Yes.
Hello.
That song travels.
Proper chops.
Proper chops.
Hey.
That was everywhere.
We got Dark Jose.
Hey,
Yeah, it was great.
So
it was a great game.
Because we don't know how long this signal's going to last and your audio.
No, I'm on 5G now. I upgraded the phone. I literally got a brand new phone right now. I do what I gotta do for the stream.
Yeah, you guys gotta smash the like button after that, man. He upgraded the phone.
Smash the like button. Yeah.
He just upgraded the phone.
We got
So,
the next Elon Tesla phone or whatever.
The Marshall.
Oh, my.
Obviously, you have a unique view of this game because you were there.
Yeah.
You watched.
Yeah.
What was so? Give us everything. What was the atmosphere?
You guys are gonna hate my. You guys are gonna hate. The atmosphere was fantastic. You guys are gonna hate my analysis.
Go on.
I'm not gonna lie. Conor Gallagher.
He's drunk, y'all. Don't trust his
No.
analysis.
Conor
Don't trust
Gallagher. He was doing all right. I think Poch is getting the best out of this guy. I'm really surprised. Like, this is the second game I've seen him now, and I'm not annoyed with him. He's been doing decently as in the midfield position. I think. Listen, if Poch wants to keep him, then fine. Let's keep him. We'll see what we do in January. We'll see what happens in the summer. I mean, we need goalkeeper. We need players in that position. So we need midfielders. I don't know what's going to happen with Caicedo. So with Gallagher, I think we can hold off until at least January. I'm really surprised, but he's been doing decent in the last 2 games.
So just breaking news.
Marshall's been down in that mineral pill. Fuck that. Marshall, what are you talking about? Get him the fuck out.
What do you guys say? Listen, I know I stand alone on this one, so it is what it is.
You know what? Just so everyone else. Just some breaking news that Pochettino has confirmed that Leslie Chukwu will definitely head out on loan next season. So
okay,
so it'll probably go to Strasbourg. So it'll definitely head out on loan. So I did, unless we get a bid for Gallagher in 45 to 50, I think Gallagher stays, guys. Unfortunately, for most of this panel, including myself. But what about who? Your nonsensical booze-filled, fueled opinion of Gallagher to the side. Who stood out for you? Like who you really impressed with in the flesh?
Okay, I will say right now, Sterling. I think today Sterling stepped it up. He needed to, mind you, because the last few games I've not been impressed with him. Today, both the times that he was involved with the game, he was involved in the play. We managed to score from both those opportunities. I think he's been good. I think. Like I said, let's be patient with Sterling. Let's see what happens. Thiago Silva, I think today proved that he can do it at a back 4. So that's another good positive from the game as well. And as always, like with Malagusa, like we kept a clean sheet today. That's a good one as well. This is the first clean sheet, I believe. No, Wrexham, we kept the clean sheet. This is another clean sheet.
This is the only clean sheet in the Premier League series.
Yeah, exactly. Only clean sheet in the Premier League series, and Thiago Silva was a part of that. I think he looks solid. I think it goes to show when it comes to a back 4, he's gonna work out. I think he's gonna be all right in the back 4.
Yeah, I agree. What did you think of Andre Santos with Enzo in the middle?
I think he was solid. I think he was all right. I can't complain too much about Andre Santos. He didn't do anything sensational, but that's a position where you don't expect sensationalism to come out of. That's where you expect from Enzo and all that. But Andre Santos, I think he's going to be another kid that is going to stay with us. Cassidy is up in the air. We'll see what happens with Cassidy. I won't be upset if he gets a loan. I won't be upset if he stays with us. But Andre Santos consistently has shown us that he can be a substitute in this, or he can work off the bench for this back 6, the back 4, and working as a 6 for Enzo or whoever we end up in the back there.
Yeah, thanks, Fato. We just read that, but thanks for letting us know. Yeah, so just in case anyone's joining late, Poch has confirmed that the new signing, Leslie, and say it with me, guys, Ugo Chukwu. It's very easy to pronounce. Ugo Chukwu. So you don't have to say Leslie anymore. It's Ugo Chukwu. We'll head out on loan. Where will we head out on loan? Probably Strasbourg. If we're being honest, probably Strasbourg. But he will head out on loan, which does mean we're obviously still in the hunt for Caicedo, essentially. So that was on the. But so Oliver, who impressed you in the game?
I really like Jackson. I mean, I know you said that in the second half, the intensity usually drops in these Premier League friendly games. But my word, he tried to keep the intensity up. Like he runs those channels so well. It really gives, like, Cucurella had a few balls over the top to him on the left that, you know, he really made the most of, and it just gives us a new element. Like, he is really starting to look like a steal. You know, if not already before, just so impressive. And pretty much who Ahmed said. Pretty much, I was impressed with, you know, Humphreys, Malagusto, Santos. Enzo had a few good passes as well. The only one that really, like, majorly disappointed me, and this isn't really down to any, like, expectations, you know, it was Mason Burstow, but he's just a kid, isn't he? So, you know, you can't really dig him out too much. But, you know, apart from that, you know, no real complaints really.
No, I think in the first half, I think they pressed us very well in the first half, and then we sort of scored, and then they didn't, and stuff like that. But I thought, like, the second half, it's just refreshing to have someone like Nico Jackson who's willing to run, and people actually are thinking, "Oh my God, we've got someone who can run. We can actually pass." Do you know what I mean? It's like we've had the pace. I don't know if anyone. The pace of the team is far quicker than it's been in years. And just getting the ball, getting it up, and just seeing someone who's willing to run. He's very impressive. I know Poch has also come out and said he's happy with striker options, but the club are still maybe looking in that area. But
I was going to say, adding to your pace, you know what I like about the pace as well, like how we move the ball, like, quickly, like the flicks. I'm not sure who it was. It's like number 40 something, because there's a few number 40 something. But he literally, like, they passed it to him, and it's like kind of in the air, and he flicked it to I think Chilwell, and like they moved the ball super quick as well, like between each other, and that's like the pace of I like to see as well. Stuff like that.
I reckon that would probably be in NKUNKU.
It might have been in NKUNKU.
And NKUNKU's 45.
Yeah, I think it was a 45 who did it, actually. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. NKUNKU did that type of stuff. He has that type of tech.
But what do you think about Levi Colwell when he came in the second half?
You know what?
I thought he had honestly, I thought he just had a solid performance. But the thing was, I think particularly in the second half, the reason why I'm not, like, judging those guys as much, maybe comparing like a Louis Hall, is because I just felt like the game just kind of, like, petered out. It was a fairly even game at that point. A lot of the time in the second half, Fulham were kind of just pressing us, trying to, like, get something back in the game. I just felt there was a lack of link-up play. I just think, and I want to just get quickly at the Sterling point that Thingy had, Marshall had. The problem I had with Sterling this game, and I mentioned it in my video that's going to be coming out soon, is that
always plugging.
Come on, man! You know what I'm saying, man. I'm a salesman out here. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, though, like, when it comes to Sterling, like the majority of the first half was essentially a ghost, if we're being honest, right? And then, in my opinion, the majority of the first half, Sterling was a ghost. A lot of the time, most of our attack was coming from via Chilwell, via Chukwuemeka, via the NKUNKU sort of side of the game.
I do hear that, but
yeah, right. And then, like, there wasn't that much that was coming from his side anyway. And then even when he came in to do for the second goal, essentially, he came in. He came in. Obviously, NKUNKU didn't give him that great of a ball, which I'll be fair about. And then he came in, and then, like, he was just dribbling on the side of the box. Like, the first man, like, he skipped the first man. The moment the second man, straight away, the second man's gonna come in for you straight away. And, like, he just literally just almost was just decided to continue to just dribble straight. It's like, that's the moment you cut in, because then the defenders are not going to be expecting to go straight. It's going to be expecting you. Sorry, the defenders expecting to go straight, but then you can cut in, and then you literally are able to skip the defender to get your own shot on target. So that's just the thing for me, Sterling. There's, like, times where I'm like, oh, he's looking good. Like, I can see the decision making there, and there'll be times where I'm like,
that's Sterling for you. Sometimes he can do that,
and that is the thing for me. Like, you know. Do I want that? Do I want consistency? I'm not sure that he's going to be able to provide that for me. Like, but again, I'm not even saying that he's bad. Actually, my point is that, you know, I just want consistency from him. Even when he's having an all right performance, there's always something there that he's like, he needs to just improve a little bit. That's all it is.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I did read in the comment actually. In all fairness, a lot of the ball play was actually favoured the left side. You can't really. Yeah, he did. I do understand Sterling goes more, but that's the reason why, because the play was literally just so favoured on the left side. They was literally doing one pass touch, passing on the left side a lot. But I was gonna say with the Lewis Aldo, I was gonna say we're so lucky we actually have Maatsen as a left back. We have Lewis
I
Hall.
found it, Marshall. Sorry.
We have Lewis. We literally have Lewis Hall as well as the third choice left back, who could be potentially fighting for first team starting for left back, because Lewis Hall going forward is actually quite good. I do like he talking
I don't think he's gonna be playing.
I would like to see it, because last season I liked Lewis Hall. I think there's a potential. This season I don't know.
I don't know about you guys. I still want to see Maatsen at left back.
Yeah, I do too.
I'll be honest. That's one of the things I was hoping for today.
Yeah.
I want to see Maatsen at left back, because I'm sure people are right and he's doing well at left back, but I want to see it myself. That's the thing. I want that security to see it myself, to see it in that position. I haven't seen him defending it, and I'm hoping maybe the Dortmund game is the game we actually get to see that.
I think what's his name? Surfer knows what's it called? Jez, right? Jez is the Tottenham fan. He was on the stream alongside me, and he was making the point that Maatsen for him isn't a typical what's it called, Poch left back, in the terms of he doesn't have the height and strength for it. That's why he's probably making him playing him much more further forward compared to playing him as a fullback. So that might be the reason why he's not been playing in that position.
Okay, so
I was going to say something
joining us now is Alexis from the Kafkasu. Hasn't been on for a while, but always a friend to this channel and helped us a lot. So, how you doing, Alexis? You all good, mate?
Not too bad, boys. Not too bad. I saw you guys online. I thought I'd come through. It's been a while. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. All good. We're just
congrats on the 2K, by the way.
No, well, thank you very much.
You've
helped us. You've helped us along that way. So, it's a thanks.
It's you guys, man. You guys are consistent. You know what? I really love watching your streams. That's part of the reason why I don't like coming on, because I hate rewatching my own stuff. So, sometimes I'm at work, I genuinely have you guys on in the background on a replay. So it's kind of cool. You guys are doing great.
So I take it you watched today's game. Obviously, I take it, right? You watched it. What were your?
Yeah, man. I'm getting withdrawal symptoms from football. Without football.
When's the last time you could say that? As a Chelsea fan, I want to watch the next game. I want to watch the next game. Oh my god!
We forgot what winning feels like.
Yeah. What did you think of the game itself, and who stood out for you?
The game was good. I enjoyed the first half, only because I feel like the first half's a good indicator of who's going to be playing, and maybe Jackson in the second half and Colwell, and Reece. But otherwise, it was a very good performance. I really liked the 4-3-3. It was fresh. I thought Santos was sitting deep. Yes, Santos was really sitting deep, and then the other two were pushing up. I actually want to ask the panel, what are your thoughts on Carney in the 8 role? Because I like it. If anything, I like him.
He's a much better 8
than
a 10.
Something we don't have.
Yeah,
he's a much better 8 than he is as a 10. He suits the 8 position a lot more.
Do you not think his ability to link up the midfield and the attack, because he receives the ball in the half spaces so well, is good? I think his finishing and his end product might develop in the long term with game time, which is normal for a young player. But he's so mature in the way he receives the ball, he protects it, he just dribbles in and around people like they're cones.
I think, though,
honestly,
I don't know about you.
I think loaning him would be stupid.
I think it's a definite option to play the 4-3-3. If he to go from a 4-2-3-1 to a 4-3-3, I think he gives that option of an attacking 8. You don't have to give him the defensive responsibility, but he's there anyway, and that's what we were hoping to see last season with him. But I think it gives him an option. It gives definitely Poch an option and a good headache to have. That you have someone like that who could take the ball, dribble with it, create a chance, or create a chance for himself or create a chance for someone else, at least it's another weapon there to use in the squad. And I definitely want to see. What I can say is, I think after today, I think maybe Santos stays, Carney stays, but Castay goes out on loan.
They should have always went out as well.
Yeah, but I think now it's. I think for me and maybe others, maybe it's definitely cemented it. Maybe that out of the three, Castay is definitely the one you send out on loan, and you send him to a Premier League club, not a Championship club. Because he did it last season at Reading. So you send him to you try and find either a Premier League club or some a good not the Italian league, because he might get homesick and want to stay there, but just somewhere you can find him a good low-level Premier League team who he's going to start a lot of the minutes, so he can gain that confidence, gain that experience, and then come back next year and let's see how you do. But Carney, back to
Andrew, but you know what you said about getting homesick.
Yeah,
I think one thing we need to realize now is they're signing a lot of these players to develop them and then flip them for more money. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, we need to ask ourselves the question: do we see him in the longer term being at Chelsea, and what we've seen of him at this moment in time? So, if he does go back to Italy and shines, and then all of a sudden we invested 12, 13 into him, and we get 35, 40 into him, it's a good business model for us to actually have the capability to go and get another Enzo in the future. If we need to go bring the bank for another Caicedo, if that makes sense.
Oh no, that makes perfect. And also, if you think about it, guys and Alexis, if we get Caicedo, he's 21. Enzo Fernandez is 22. Yeah. Andre Santos is 18. Andre Santos kicks on. You got Carney.
I think he's 19, Andrew.
You got Carney there.
He
already
plays like
down.
He's 30.
Yeah. You're already 4 down already. So it's you're right. Do we do? And also, is it just a normal? Is it a 1 year loan? Did you do initial 1 year loan? And because he's on a long contract, you then go, okay, maybe now we'll send you out for the next 2 years and stuff like that, and build up the reputation even more.
That's a guaranteed goal.
See, the thing with Cassidy though is if he is going to go on loan, it's like what Alexis said. I don't think Reading or a championship side is the one. I think he has to compete. I think he has to fight for his position in whatever team he goes for. If he goes to Leicester, he's guaranteed that position. I don't think he's going to develop. I think he needs to be challenged by a Casemiro. He needs to be challenged by high-level midfielders. So we're talking Man City, Arsenal. He needs to be challenged by those teams so he can develop. I don't think he's going to develop if he just stays at a championship side. I think he might be the one that goes. He might be the one that goes on loan. I hope it's not, because I do like him a lot. But I think Santos is the one that's staying for sure. But Cassidy could be the one that goes. I do like a lot what I've seen of Carney. It's a really tough choice. It's a headache for Pochettino. That's the thing. It's definitely we're not hurting if we do one or the other. It's a tough decision.
TFC 2023. Marshall's not saying loan him to one of those teams. He's saying loan him to a Premier League team so he can play against those teams. That's what he's saying. Of course, Marshall's not saying we should loan him to Man City or something like that.
No, please don't do that. They'll do decent. That'll be an upgrade for them.
It's also important for his development what manager, the team that matters, but also matters what manager he goes to. I don't want him going. Does anyone want him going to someone like West Ham under David Moyes?
No, we don't want that. No.
Yeah, that's the thing I was going to say.
I just wanted to come quick. I just want to come and Oliver, go ahead.
Yeah, just quickly, it is important that he has a high level of competition, and obviously the level of the not only competition in his team, but also the level that he's playing against as his opposition. But it is important that we find the right fit for him, because I remember back to Gilmore going to Norwich and Ampadu going to Sheffield. They were bad moves in foresight, and then look what happened. They were terrible moves in the end of the day, and it kind of stunted them guys. So, or for us,
someone's just put it in the chat. Sorry for me to interrupt.
Yeah.
How about this?
I think that could actually fit. He's got the physical profile for it. He's got the physical profile.
Do Brentford need him though?
I wouldn't even
I don't
mind.
know. That's what I mean. No,
Exactly.
unless
Exactly.
With this,
No,
with
they
Ivan
don't.
Toney not being there, a lot of their
No.
goals are missing there.
but also no decision.
Yeah,
Remember,
Marshall.
no decision right now has been made that he's going out on loan. So we don't
Exactly.
know who wants to come in and get. Plus, I don't want to go into.
Andrew,
I don't want to go
I
into
think we
Everton.
do.
I don't want to go into Everton. Not Sean Dyche. I don't want to go into Everton. I just don't. I don't want to. Okay, Alex,
Andrew,
you
I
we
think
do?
he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I
mean,
think
like,
he's gone.
actually. I think no, but actually, like it's like it's publicly known. Do you know what I mean? Like we might.
Yeah.
Plus
Okay.
might know already, but we don't know who's going to come in and take him online. If any Premier League club is going to take him online, but I don't want him going to Everton or West Ham or no, not even
Luton.
Palace really.
Or Luton.
Brentford might be. If Brentford came in, Brentford would be a good shout. Burnley would be a good shout.
Burnley would be a
I
great
just
shout.
think
on the
I
for
bench.
think
me-
Fulham might be alright as
Yeah.
well.
You reckon Fulham?
Yeah, I don't know
I don't
why.
think Fulham need him though. Again, Fulham don't need him again.
That's right. It
I don't
depends
know
who
who
needs
they
him,
don't
right?
need. Yeah,
Yeah.
if they don't need
I
him,
just
then
think I want to go back to the Carney point that
Yeah, go
Alexis
on, mate.
was making about trying to maybe see him as an option. I just think for me, you obviously last season he was under Tuchel, Potter, and Lampard, and they barely gave him any minutes. If we're being honest, so like he got like pretty much no development. That's it, last season, if we're being honest, right? And obviously this season incoming, right? We're thinking about him possibly being an option. He's still going to be getting limited minutes. Do we not think that maybe it might be actually a better thing for him to actually go out on loan, where he will get a lot more minutes and maybe help to develop his game even further? Because
I
No.
think. Well,
because that for me might be a much better option rather than having limited minutes,
so
still being
that's
in the
interesting.
squad.
You say that, right? Interesting. Obviously, links with Kudus, right? But
Yeah.
tonight, 90-minute football. Whatever you take them for, whatever you think about them, whether you think they're legitimate or not. Like reporting that Chelsea are confident of signing Crystal Palace star Michael Olise. They're confident they've beaten Arsenal and Man City to the signature. Remember, Crystal Palace also agreed a fee with that Franca, the Brazilian youngster, as well. So that's what's being reported tonight. Whether that comes in favour, I know Olise plays on the right, so it may not. Maybe the Kudus deal factors more into a Carne position than actual Olise itself. So maybe that would come into it if they are so hell bent on getting Kudus, even though the Arsenal fans are going, yeah, he's chosen Arsenal over Chelsea, even though they left out a bit at the end that says, oh, but he would be fine going with Chelsea also. So they do leave out that bit, but maybe that comes into it as well. But that's 90-minute football. Whether you take everything with a pinch of salt, people, even from the dagger and the here we go people as well. So, but what? So I would if the Kudus thing doesn't work, then Carney's got a shout at staying. I think it's linked. I really do think it's whether we buy Kudus or not. Whether Carney
But you know what? I'll be honest with you guys, right?
Yeah.
I agree with the whole he doesn't play, it's a problem. But
Yeah.
I think 10 games off the bench at Chelsea are better than 25 starts somewhere else, purely based on the fact that when you're in and around the squad and the manager trusts you with minutes here and there, you're learning the system. You're earning trust minutes. If you're out of the picture and you're not there, next preseason you're playing catch up on learning the system, regaining his trust, and you really can become like a forgotten commodity by being on loan. Like we've seen it with so many players. They go on loan, they play 30 games, they come back, and what happens? They've got 4 weeks to regain trust, learn a new system. If they don't smash it in preseason, they're gone. 3 loans later, they're out of the team. I think it's best for him to stay, play in the 10, play in the double pivot if needed, play left wing if needed because he can because of his dribbling ability and his ability to pick up the ball in half spaces. Going out on loan, in my opinion, is not a better option than staying and playing 5 or 6, 7 games and then getting some cup runs. That's for me, though, personally.
Yeah, I think, but I do like going back to what I said. I think his staying or going is linked to if we get Kudus. I honestly
and
think
I think
that,
it's Kudus or Olise. It won't be both. I think it's one.
I think. Do you know what? I'm stuck because you, as amazing as Olise is on the right, he can do the middle job as well sometimes. But he's better out on the right. Let me just state that right now. He's better on the right. But you're right. Because then, yeah, I just think there's a player that I like, a player who just wants to take the ball, and just do it. And I think Poch has really let people off the leash in terms of allowed them to express themselves really well. And I can't remember the last time we played this fast football. Do you know what I mean? I honestly think the last 3 years, no matter who we've been under, we've been one of the worst counter-attacking teams in Europe, let alone in the Premier League. We are atrocious. And Nico Jackson, just having, like I said before to you guys, if you're a passer in the Chelsea team now, having a guy who's willing to just make that run behind the striker is going to be so good for people's confidence, like an Enzo, like a Carney, like a Sterling if he plays, if Elise joins, like a Mudryk and stuff like that. But going on, so
just quickly, apparently Mudryk is injured. That's why he's not been playing.
okay.
Oh,
It's
for
because
God's
still got
sake.
the lingering. It's still the lingering injury apparently that he's had from the under 21
For
tournament.
God's sake.
That's why
Actually,
he's
I was
been
going to
out.
say, I'm
The
really
man-
surprised
the-
he didn't get to play.
They're managing his minutes. They're managing his minutes apparently.
Yeah.
Similar to Madueke.
Okay, so
When did he first get injured?
under
In
21.
the under 21 tournament, the hamstring injury in it, tightness of the
I'm
calf.
crying, by the way.
Oh,
We've already had a lot gone already.
that's So let's fill into the next bit. So obviously we've got one more on the schedule. We've got one more preseason game to go. 10 days before the Premier League starts, which is crazy to me. I thought we'd have at least another one before that. But 129 people in here so far. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support and everything like that. Let's see if we can get the subs count up as well. We're nearly at 2,050 already. So let's see if we can get that over that. Let's see if we can get at least to 2,055 before we finish the stream. But also, let me just check the like count. We're looking at.
This guy have
Come on.
or
Come on, what is this? The Havertz conversion rate is less than 50 likes. Come on, man. I need to see at least.
Guys, I'm at the game. I literally got a second phone. Smash the like button. Like literally like dead ass. I have another phone that's not even mine, and I'm trying to be here for you guys. So smash the like button.
the video.
We traveled to the United States to get to this Chelsea game and give you a live in-person perspective. Smash the like button.
We got
I don't
Alexis
think
at
we
the
can make
Cavcast
that
view.
Kai Havertz look anymore. He's gone.
Oh, your
Let's do the
mic
next
prime's
guy.
very, very harsh prime. Your mic's not very good, bro.
Very
Let me
static.
read.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we've got Cavcast making his return to the channel. Come on, man! It's like the goddamn button. Smash the button, like the video. Just do it, will you? Bloody hell, But okay. So we're now getting closer to the season. For what you've seen, let's talk about the entire preseason so far. Who, even from let's not talk about Lukaku, Ziyech, people, stuff like that. We know we want them to go and stuff like that. And they'll end up going. Who out of the people you've seen in preseason either need to be sold or need to go out on loan? We already talked about Cassidy, so we don't need to talk about him. But what do you guys think about who needs to go out on loan? Who needs to? Because remember, our loans we can only do a few loans. Like I think it's 8, right? Am I right?
Seven's the max. Seven.
Oh, because
No, it's 8 this year. It's 7 next
8,
year.
right.
Starting,
But
it's
but
8,
Fafana's
7, and
gone.
then 6.
Yeah, so Fafana's gone, so it's 7 slots left, right? So no one else. is
Seven
going out on
left.
loan,
Seven
right?
left.
And that's only for over 21 players.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Oh,
so
age
you
over
know
21.
one player, that striker we had today, he can go out on loan.
And we
like-
can
Oh,
only
Mason
loan,
Berto.
I think
Yeah.
I think we can only loan a maximum of like 3 players to like Strasbourg as well. So the other ones
Okay.
have to be to other clubs as well. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so remember also we haven't seen Madueke yet this preseason. He's recovering from a hamstring injury. So who needs to stay? Who needs to go? So let's start with you. Who would you send out on loan or sell? And the new players you've seen in and the players that come back on loan, who needs to stay?
Did you say Alexis by any chance?
I was wondering who you said.
Yeah, sorry, I said Alexis. Yeah, I said Alexis.
Oh, so
Not
um,
Alexis here.
no. For me, at this moment in time, we've got 4 left backs in the squad, right?
Yeah.
So I think this is me putting in my Poch hat. He's moaning about experience. So the likelihood is one of Matson or Hall is going to go on loan. I'm annoyed by the fact that Matson's going to go out on loan because I would prefer to sell Cucurella. But the way the cards have been dealt is Cucurella is going to stay. Chilwell's going to stay, and the other two have to go and play. Like, I know people in the chat are saying Matson's staying, but I don't want a season where Matson's playing left wing. I don't think it's what you need to do when you've got Sterling and Kunku, Mudryk, Noni, and potentially Kudus or Elise coming in. You don't need a left back playing on the wide. Like, you're losing the attacking impetus for what? For someone to come into the midfield and link up play. Like, but that's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think Lewis Hall could do with a loan. Actually, I do like Lewis Hall, but we have got 4 left backs. I would keep Matson as a third choice left back. Not really third choice, but to compete with Chilwell and Cucurella, see if he can actually play better. Say for example, because obviously Chilwell and Cucurella hasn't really done too well in pre-season, and obviously Matson in left wing is doing pretty well going forward and everything. I think he's obviously looked better, and Chilwell and Cucurella put together going forward, he's done better. I don't know defensively, because defensively he hasn't been obviously like helping defense so much because he's left wing. But I would keep Maatsen, because I think it's fair to give Maatsen the chance this season for Chelsea, like the play. He did really well. Is it Burnley, right? I heard. Was it Burnley?
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
It was.
Last season, yeah.
Yeah, I heard he did really well for Burnley at left wing back, I'm pretty sure. And this season, I think he has to see what he can do for Chelsea as well. So I like Lewis Hall as well quite a lot.
By the way, guys, I'm sorry for interrupting. There's a comment from Mauricio Pochettino on Maatsen.
Yeah.
He said he has capacity to play in different areas, and we can use him in different positions. His performance does not change. That's what makes us very pleased. We see him with enormous potential at the club. So based on that, I think he's staying.
Yeah, Matson's
and going off of that too, I'll say this. I think if the bid for Cucurella comes in, I think Cucurella goes.
Yeah, I agree. I think if any bid of around about 35 million comes in for Cucurella from Newcastle, he's gone. Like,
I heard, but it's been like, I think it's been out there for a while that 30 to 35 is what they're asking for.
I'll take 40, but
hey, listen,
35.
beggars can't be choosers in this situation.
To be honest, man, even if you get a loan, if you can get a loan with an obligation, I think the club would probably take that as well.
I thought you were just gonna say loan there, but no point for that.
No, loan with an obligation, probably.
Yeah,
they would probably take him for that.
It's going to be a loss even with a year off the contract.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Lewis Hall. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lewis Hall for a while now.
What we think? So Chilwell's in a position because he signed a new contract, so he's on 4 years, right? He's got 4 years left.
Yeah.
I think Chilwell, he has to do something this season in terms of be consistent.
Just stay fit first of all.
Stay fit. Stay fit. Be consistent. Or else next summer he's gone.
Oh, I don't know about you guys. I think Basic Ben's going to become vice captain.
I do as well.
Oh yeah, he's going to be vice captain for sure.
I've vice captain won't save him if he's not playing well. That's the thing. He's not pulling up trees like Matson's replacing him or Hall's replacing him at left back or something like that. Or we do a weird City thing and play some centre back at left back or something like that. Then he's done. But he has to perform. And this is not me hating on Ben Chilwell. It's just the fact that the last 2 seasons, I know he's coming back from ACL, but then he got other injuries last season as well. Yeah, and by the way, do
you know what, Andrew? You don't want to hate. I'll hate on him. I'll hate on him.
I'll criticise him. I'll criticise him, and I think he's very lucky to still be here. So, the last 2 seasons, and especially last season. Same goes to Reece James as well in terms of he has to be consistent and stay fit as well. And by the way, Gusto, whoever these stupid Chelsea fans were said he couldn't defend, up yours, all right? Because he put Matoma in his pocket and sent him on to the other wing the other day. And he's very capable. He's 19. His brother's 19.
By the way, Andrew, 19. I'm going to say one last thing, and I need to go to bed because I'm up at 5:30 tomorrow morning.
Oof.
Yeah, sadly, that's my life these days.
That was me this morning, bro. I understand.
With Mal Gusto, so I've got a friend at my work colleague. He is French. He watches Liga every week. He's somebody that doesn't watch the EPL. Like, he won't watch Premier League football. He only cares about French league because it's his native league, right?
Yeah.
He's a Marseille fan. When I asked him about Malo Gusto, he gave me the exact same breakdown in detail.
Yeah.
What he's saying, what I'm telling him now about the defensive end of Malo Gusto is not what they've seen in France.
Right.
This guy's not shown any incentive or interest in defending one-on-one. He believes this might be almost a kick in the backside of, okay, I know I can attack, but I need to work on my defensive game.
Right.
So, like, I'm first to give it to Twitter experts and get at them. But then when someone's watched him on a regular basis for a while, said the exact same thing, I was very hesitant. So, but he's really impressed me. He really has impressed me.
In Lyon, like, these guys just attack a lot. So, like, at least from what I've watched now, when I watched Stade de Reims, that's what he was just attacking. There was no defense.
But that's why I like these. That's why I like these preseason games against other Premier League teams. So in the first half, it's all intensity. Apart from that first time when Matoma went past him, he put Matoma in his pocket and sent Matoma to the other wing. He sent Matoma to the other wing, bro. And I'm just saying, now we've got whatever you think about Reece James and his fitness and stuff like that. But at least, obviously I hope nothing happens to Gusto injury-wise, but at least Reece James can now fully heal and then become the player, we all know he's going to be. And whether that's, even if that's going to be like Chelsea captain or something like that.
And Andrew, you're spot on about their Premier League teams, because we've played 3 teams that are better than us based on league finish last year. Yes. And we've got, in my opinion, simultaneously better. So Brighton was a win, but wasn't a great performance. The next 2 games was a draw and a win, but good performances, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. No, I agree.
We were better than Newcastle in that second half.
Yeah.
We had the better chances than Newcastle in that second half. I read their goal. Pope made 2 outstanding saves in the second half. We were better than them.
And their goal came from nothing.
Oh, it was a stupid mistake. Stupid mistake. He keeps running in. You noticed that? Even from last season. He keeps leaving his position and running in, trying to nick the ball.
It's what Rudiger used to do before.
Yeah, it's very rash.
It's like
got the R1 button unlocked, man.
Yeah. It's true. But
all right, boys, have a lovely evening.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on, mate. You're part of this team.
Marshall,
thanks for coming on, Alexis.
Take care, Alexis.
Man.
See you guys in 2 weeks.
See you, bro.
Yeah.
Have a nice one.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah, 2 weeks. This time we'll probably be doing the Sunday, reacting to the first game against Liverpool.
Yeah, it's literally 2 weeks today.
Yeah, 2 weeks today. Hopefully, we will definitely get closer to signing Caicedo.
we talk about 85 million then.
We would have put our 8th bid for Caicedo, but then that's what we would have done. But
man, we need to sort that out.
Let's still go around. Who definitely? Who do you want? Obviously, we don't know. Who do you want to go? Who do you want to stay? Like we talked about. Do you want Maxson to stay? More. Go on.
Angelo, winger. I think put him out on loan as well. Again,
he's definitely going. If we get,
he's confirmed basically.
We're signing Elise. He's definitely going out.
Yeah, like I'm not sure about him being at Chelsea still this season. He's looked decent. I haven't really seen anything bad from him. But like another loan, I don't know how old he is. He's probably 19, 18 or
he's 18, I think. He's 18.
Yeah, so
did you know really he made his debut at 15 in American or whatever how you pronounce it? No. You know that he made his debut at 15. Senior. Yes, as a senior at 15. By the way, can I just say, there are 140 people here. It's like one of the biggest streams we've ever done live.
For real, yes.
For real. But how come there are less than 50% likes, bro? Less than 50%.
Let's get those likes up. Please, people.
We've got an outside broadcast with Marshall outside the stadium.
You need to tweet more often.
Listen, I am getting bitten by mosquitoes right now. I have to actually get off stream because this is I can only handle 50 minutes of this, so you guys can have some content. But thank you, Alexis. Thank you for everyone in the panel. Thank you for everyone in the chat for tuning in. It was awesome seeing Chelsea play in person. I'm happy to see that. And hey, good game. We got to win. Let's see if we can continue it on for Dortmund, and then after Dortmund, let's do this for the rest of the season. Liverpool is going to be an exceptional challenge, but I think we can win, man. So Yeah, we'll be talking about this soon on stream, of course.
All right, bro. So we'll be back Wednesday, right? Or Wednesday, right?
Yeah, most
Definitely.
likely. Yeah, most likely.
Oh, do you know what?
But yeah.
You know people. You subscribe, and then you turn your notification bell on. So that's what
Exactly.
happens. Then you find
Exactly.
out.
But ladies and gents, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm heading out of here. Andrew, you got this. And
Yep.
yeah, there's definitely more to talk about with this game. It's a good game. And hey, I'm optimistic of Pochettino now. So I'll see you guys later, all right?
Yeah. See you, man.
Take care.
There is
Peace.
another
So-
one.
Should we take a guess then? Do we think Poch's comments about Maatsen mean he's definitely going to stay then?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think he's probably going to use him more so in the attacking.
So what does that mean for the left backs? Does that mean Lewis Hall goes out on loan?
Yeah, but it's been confirmed for a long time that the club want to send out Hall on there anyway.
Right,
So-
but I think it was either him or Maatsen, right? Because, or does it become? Do they wait and see if they get a offer for Cucurella before they actually decide?
They don't need to send what's it called Hall or loan until like the 1st of September. So
Right,
they've got a
that's
lot
what
of
I mean.
time
So
on
that's what I mean. So they can keep. That's what I mean. I wouldn't send out on loan until until like the final days of like the final week or something of the transfer window or something. Like, I wouldn't send anywhere like something like that until you know if Cucurella if you're going to get anything for Cucurella or something, or maybe even a surprise bid for Chilwell or something like that. I don't know. But and this is not me hating on him. I don't hate Chilwell. I just think he's not going to be
a starter level.
in the long term as successful. So we're only talking about a guy who's 26, I believe, 27.
Yeah.
So, but Prime with us. What Prime? We didn't get your thoughts on the game. What did you think about the game?
Is he there?
Prime.
Fine. Time to wake up.
Don't think so.
Prime sleeping.
You hear me?
Yes,
Yeah, we
now
can hear you now, mate. We can hear you now, mate.
What did you think about the
cool,
game
my bad.
overall?
I've been trying to speak on the left back situation for like a minute now.
Oh, we couldn't hear you. Sorry, bro.
All right, no, it's my bad. That's my setting. What? Do you want me to speak on the game? Like,
Speak on the game.
I only watched it. I only watched the second half, so I missed both goals.
Okay.
I don't know. We looked better, and judging from the second half, we looked better on the counter attack from previous seasons, but still not necessarily great. The final ball not looking great, but then that might just be due to the substitutions we made. I don't know. We've looked all right in preseason. I haven't watched all of our games, but from like highlights and comps I've seen, like we've looked all right. Like in terms of fitness and everything, you know, they all look fit. And I guess I'm just waiting for the season to actually start before. I'm just waiting for the season to start. In terms of the left back situation, like me personally, I want Chilwell gone. He's been here for so long, and I just think he's just so bad, or not bad, just so average that there's no point in really keeping him. Cucurella, I'd personally give him another season. I don't think he's anywhere near as bad as people make him out to be. I think he's a very good and talented. I think he's a quality, talented left back that just had a bad season. But in reality, I think what we are trying to do is, because there's question marks on both Chilwell and Cucurella, I think what is going to happen is that it seems Chilwell's going to start the season as first choice, but it seems like what's going to happen is they'll both be given chances, and Maatsen will be there as maybe the third option, because this left back spot is there open for Maatsen to take. If both Chilwell and Cucurella don't perform to their level or to their supposed quality level, and two, Chilwell is injury prone and so is Cucurella. So if they're both get major injuries or they're not performing, Maatsen has it there to take it. So I think that's what they're going to try and do.
You think?
I think that's all. And by the way, this is all provided that there's no big bid that comes in for Cucurella to leave or Chilwell to leave.
Okay.
I don't remember Cucurella being injury prone. No, I agree with the Chilwell. He's been.
I think he missed the end of the season, right?
Yeah, he missed the end of the season.
He got injuries last season and the season
part of last season, no, Prime as well as the tonsillitis.
That was illness.
Oh right.
Okay, fine. But fine. Take away him being what I said about him being injury prone, but the rest of what I say still kind of stands. And Chilwell himself is injury prone. Like he could start the season as first choice, and then 8 games in, he's already injured. So
with Chilwell, that's the only problem I have with him. I think Chilwell going forward is actually brilliant. Like I don't think anyone can question it. Getting back,
I
be a little bit rash
he's brilliant going forward.
I don't know. His shooting's great. Like it's quite good. He's got good shooting. His passing ain't bad.
So did Alonso.
His crossing ain't bad. Yeah, I know, but he's better than Alonso getting back though. He can actually run back. Alonso was like on a slow treadmill.
Chilwell is faster than Alonso, but I don't think he's better defensively.
I know, because I've seen Alonso like when he's running back, man. It's like
but he's quicker getting back.
Prime is talking about when he's in position to defend. What does he do then?
Yeah.
I still disagree. I seen what's his name, Alonso literally get megged or just like get past quite easily because he doesn't move.
And I've seen that with Chilwell. I've seen him
Chilwell gets 1-2'd around a lot.
Chilwell is still a level above like Alonso.
He's not a level well, okay, even if you want to say he is, fine. That's still nowhere near good enough.
I think this season where I draw the line, if he's still like getting injured and like being the same, then yes, I would get rid of. But I don't think anyone's even really looking at Chilwell to be even bought. Like, so you gotta give him this season to see what he can do. But
why do we have to give Chilwell the season though?
Because like last season and stuff, he has been getting injured, and that's a problem as well. Like,
but why can't we give Cucurella the season or Sterling?
I'm giving Sterling a chance still, by the way.
Yeah, but my point is, why is it that, and this is not aimed at you stiffly, Chris, why is it Chelsea fans are willing to back, and I think I know the answer to this, by the way, why is it Chelsea fans are willing to give Chilwell another chance, which he doesn't deserve, but we're not going to give that chance to Cucurella or Sterling, for example?
Can I say one reason I think why some are doing it, and I don't think it's right still, is because he's on 300+ a week. I think that's like a part of the reason why people say, "Oh, he's not worth 300k a week. What's he doing over here?"
He's on 300k a week.
Sterling's on 360.
Yeah, but he's worth that though.
I actually agree. But last season he didn't show it because like I think we had very poor management and like we swapped a lot of managers and it's just going wrong a lot.
In my opinion, anyway, he was still one of our best players last season.
He was our best attacker. Yes, he was our best attacker, but he didn't really show enough. But that's I think many reasons in that like context wise why he didn't. This season I think he will do well. I honestly think he'll do well this season. And the Poch, like people should give Sterling a chance, and I think it's wrong, like saying you want to throw Sterling off. Like he's a great player for City for many years. He can do it for Chelsea, I think, as well.
Yeah, the thing about these comments about Maatsen tonight would indicate that he wants to keep Maatsen because he probably doesn't. Maybe he doesn't even see him as a left back. First of all. Maybe sees Matsy more.
I'll tell you what I read into those comments. I think that means like I don't necessarily read into that we're going to keep him. I read into that as in, at the very least, we're not going to sell him. So we're not going to entertain any bids. I think maybe saying we're going to keep him, that's jumping to conclusions because we don't know what the player wants. Does the player actually want to play left wing or right wing, or does he want to play left back? We just don't know these things yet.
What are the comments specifically?
Something about abbreviated that he likes Maatsen because he can play in different positions, essentially. So that's it gives him options basically. They can do either wing like he's shown in pre-season, or possibly play left back.
If that's the case, then wouldn't he also want to keep Lewis Hall, who can play left back, left wing, left? In midfield.
How many minutes has Lewis Hall? Lewis Hall got a few minutes today. When else has he appeared in pre-season?
He hasn't.
He's barely played, I think.
That's it. He's not. This is the only time he's literally played. The first time he played.
Right. He's not had even.
He did play in the other game a little bit, but that's about it.
Maatsen's played a part in every pre-season game, right? Whether he started or.
And the two left backs have as well. They've both played every single game.
Yeah, they played like every game. So it would indicate to me that Lewis Hall probably will go out on loan out of who's there. Because like you say, if they can't get rid of Cucurella or Chilwell, then I see left back sorted. And like I said, the interesting thing about the comments about Maatsen is that winger position is very congested now. If you think about it, especially if the Lise news is true. unless they're going to try and move Elise into the middle if they sign him or something like that.
I've come to the school of thought, bro. The Sterling is probably going to leave the club sooner rather than later.
You think Sterling's going to leave?
Not this season.
I think so. I'm telling you now.
I'm telling you, you ain't.
Well,
Eventually.
listen, that's your school of thought, Chris. But like, I'm starting to
Well, no, if Saudi comes in and they offered to pay him, then he would go. Yeah.
But for me, like, I don't know, man. Like, the performances obviously haven't helped him a bit, and it's not just like Kudus that's been rumored. Obviously, there's previous rumors even about Turkey at one point. So it's and obviously now Max has performed at a high level at that position right now. You've obviously got Mudryk that's coming back into form. Nani's available. At what point do you say Sterling got to be performing better than all those three?
I disagree. Like, wasn't Poch just well, I'm not complaining. Wasn't he mentioning about a lack of experience in the squad? So why would you then get rid of our most experienced and, in theory, one of our best players in Sterling?
So the reason why I would say that is because even though yes, Poch would like experience, the problem is if that experience is not providing you anything compared to what the younger players are providing you, at what point is that experience necessary then?
But what do you mean not providing us though?
He means
Mudryk currently is injured. Madueke, what has he shown?
No. So the point I'm trying to make is that let me face it.
He's trying to say, given Sterling's stature in the game, he should be providing more on the pitch. He should be leading on the pitch in terms of scoring. I don't even think about creating. I think about scoring. So this season, I'm not even talking about last season. This season, if he stays, he needs to be double figures in goals this season. He needs to be leading the line and become virtually undroppable. So that, or if he's not playing that well, then he's going to be dropped. I think correct me if I'm wrong, Ahmed. I don't know if you.
Yeah, that's really pretty much it. And I think people, whatever I don't like to use Twitter as a barometer, but like I think a lot of people aren't understanding that. Like Sterling should really be the main, or barring NKUNKU, obviously, and your striker should be the main winger leading the line, essentially. One of your main attackers leading the line. And like the way he's performing right now, he's not someone that's in the line. He almost looks like a winger that's lacking a bit of experience. That's trying to trying to gain that experience to become like a world-class winger right now. I mean,
I don't see it that way. I get what you're saying. He should be like leading in terms of like goals and performances. I think he's going to be that this season for us.
That's fine. What we're saying,
at least for me, I asked this before. At least for me, like, and again, everything's always in theory. But judging of what we've seen in the past from all of our attackers, he's the only one you can really trust as a source of goals. I personally don't feel comfortable, say, getting rid of him and our forward line consisting of Jackson and NKUNKU, Mudryk, Madueke, and say throw in Elise and Kudus into that. None of them have shown anything really.
There's a scenario for you. I think there's is there 3 Premier League games we played before the transfer window closes?
Yeah, it's 4 actually.
Yeah.
4.
It's 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's in these 4 games, he starts, doesn't put up any trees, doesn't show us anything. Whoever comes on, they do stuff like this. It's just a scenario, right? Yeah. And a bid comes in late in the transfer window. Do you think Chelsea would still turn it down?
How much?
So let's say 45 million.
Oh, I think they would take it if he's.
Nah, I'd want more than that.
Really?
But the thing is, though,
we paid 45.
But the thing is, though, we paid 50.
I thought 45.
We paid 50, so we're not actually going to look by the depreciation of a contract worth. We'd actually make a profit. Plus, you get the wages off, which is over 300 grand a week. So essentially, that's what 15 million, something like that.
Yeah, but you're saying late in the window, once the season's about to start.
Yeah, so after like the 4th game.
Getting rid of our most experienced and again, in theory, our best forward, and not having time to replace that potential goal output.
Well, no. Because here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Just name only. You got Mudryk there. You've got Madueke there. You've got say Kudus turns up and we buy Elise.
And Matson maybe.
And Matson maybe.
Yeah.
So
Muda's currently injured.
You've actually got
Madueke is injury prone as well.
Okay.
Madueke can be, yes. Last season.
This is Matson's first season in the Prem. He's still a kid.
Okay. Right.
I like Olise. I rate him. Kudus, it's going to be his first season in the Prem.
Okay.
Like, there's a lot of like variables and inconsistencies there. I'd rather have.
But I think I don't know if you disagree with me. I think a logical Chelsea fan would look at this squad, given the age and everything, and would not expect us to challenge for a top 4 spot, even playing once a week. Given that it's a new team of young players, who we know that young players are inconsistent, right? So I would think that.
I disagree. I mean, I don't expect us to get top 4. I expect us to challenge for it, though.
I see. That's where.
I think.
Unless we can confirm a Caicedo type signing.
Oh, I'm assuming we'll get Caicedo.
So assuming we get Caicedo.
Yeah.
I still don't expect us to finish in the top 4.
I'm not saying we finish top 4. I'm saying compete for it, and like you know my thinking. I think we'll compete and we'll finish like 6th or something.
I think.
Bear in mind,
if we get Caicedo and another player, like even a backup goalkeeper, I think we might scrape 4th. We might, because a lot of teams in Europe, we don't know how they're going to perform. Like a lot of teams in front of us, I don't rate Tottenham. I know they're not in Europe, but I don't rate that team. I don't. Who's their manager now? I don't even know who their manager is right now.
And Postecoglou.
Like I don't rate nothing about Tottenham, so they don't scare me at all. So I think either 5th or 4th. Like I think that's where we get.
I think challenging for it, like again, provided we get Caicedo, like I don't think there's anything wrong with us challenging for top 4. I'm not saying we should get it. Because
we don't necessarily need top 4 though, because from next season the Champions League is going to have the legacy places, which will allow us to finish 5th, and the club coefficient will allow us to qualify. So that's an avenue as well.
Yeah, true. But like, let's just look at it as like top 4. I still see us finishing like 5th, 6th, or 7th in that spot. I think we'll miss out on top 4. But however, I still expect us to be like to try and push for it as much as we can. And if we fall away 10 games left, 12 games left, whatever, then fine. I guess it is what it is. But to just not try and push for that at all, I don't.
Oh no!
I think Arsenal this season. By the way,
listen. I expect us to try. I expect us to try and go for it.
Of course.
I just think in the end, due to the fact that
we're in agreement then. Yeah.
Most of the team will be based up of younger players.
Young and inconsistent, yes. And that's why I want to keep... That's why I agree with keeping Sterling. If it's a thing of we need more experience in this team and our only experienced forward is Sterling, then I don't agree with just getting rid.
How do you balance out with experience with what he's contributing?
But I'm assuming he's actually gonna perform and have a good season for us.
Yeah, Andrew, that's the argument for me, because like you look at last season and people said we've got no leadership, but it's not like we didn't have experience. We had a 33-year-old Aspilicueta that couldn't run.
The experienced players were the worst last season.
They let us down. We had a Kovacic that couldn't stay fit, a Kante that couldn't stay fit. These are experienced players, but people were complaining that we had no leadership at the time. So the experience has to be worth having around. They have to contribute something other than just their age.
But that's what I'm saying. Maybe this is where we differ, but I'm assuming Sterling is gonna like perform for us in this season.
So to respond to your brilliant message here, Jason, thank you. I don't think I've seen you before. I do apologise if you have been here before, but I don't think I have. But why are you guys underestimating us? We're only playing 1 game a week. We will come third. I would like you to, first of all, I want you to tell us why you think we come third. But for me, as the squad is currently constructed, there are still issues with midfield in terms of pressing and stuff like that. That we need a Caicedo type player still in there. Okay, as good as Santos was today and Fernandes were good today, I felt they do get a little bit. I felt again, I don't know, some parts of the game they were still sitting a bit deep for Thiago Silva and stuff like that, and that can become an issue down the road if Thiago Silva is going to start a lot. And we will discuss the transfer news today, or the transfer news overall this weekend, because stuff like that a little bit later. But I honestly, as the way the squad is constructed, there are so many unknowns, which makes you doubt how good this team can be.
Do you know where Jason's coming from?
You cannot 100%. No Chelsea fan will ever convince me 100% that they believe this team would follow Jason's statement in saying we get third.
You know where Jason and other Chelsea fans are coming from? They're looking at it as the best case scenario for us, but yet the worst case scenario for the other teams around us. Like what Chris said about how you don't think Spurs will have a good season, or people will say Liverpool, Arsenal will fall off. Everyone's looking at it as if everyone else would do bad. But what if Chelsea also do bad? Like, I think you got to look at it fair and balanced. You can't just look at the best case scenario for us, the worst case for everyone else as to why we can make top four.
We do
what if we have a bad season again and finish 10th?
Yeah, let me counteract that. Right. I will say this, though. I am very excited and optimistic about this season than I have been in a while, which is weird because we're playing less football. Maybe that's part of it as well. But I am very excited. And people call it it's only pre-season, but I like this pre-season because of how intense it has been. £100 on Chelsea to finish top four. I'm not taking that bet.
I might take that.
Here.
£100 on Chelsea.
So you believe that you'll get Caicedo, and we have a good team. The other teams play in Europe. Yeah, but other teams we've seen with City. No, maybe they're the wrong team, but they were playing more games than Arsenal by the end of the season. It just galvanised them. Do you know what I mean? Like they were winning game after game after game, and maybe City's the wrong team to pick. But maybe we should even just exclude them because the others are basically much of a muchness, right, in terms of squad quality and stuff like that. But
Andrew, I think when people say we play in Europe, so or teams play in Europe, so it'll have an effect. Like, what does that truly mean? Because, like last season, for example, Arsenal didn't make it past the round of 32 in the Europa League. United got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Spurs didn't make it past the round of 16 in the Champions League. We didn't make it past the quarterfinals. Liverpool, I don't think they made it past the quarters as well. Like, if you're not going far in European competitions, obviously that gives you a better chance in the league.
Well, it should do, right? In theory, it should mean your players play less football, you're picking up less injuries in training, let's just say. But then by the end of the season training, you're just doing warm downs. You're not doing actual intense training that you were doing before. But I don't know. We've seen it when we've been playing. It really depends, really. I don't think playing more football will have an adverse effect on you finishing in a league, depending on where you are. Like, if you're going on a cup run, you're just essentially just pushing another game back. Yeah. It's like for instance, if we go far into both cup competitions this season, would it affect us going to the top four? Shouldn't probably, but it shouldn't.
I mean, maybe, but I guess it all depends. Like, if United don't make it past the round of 16 in the Champions League next season, and then they're also going to be playing one game a week in the latter stages of the season, as are us. Like, it's all swings and roundabouts. That's why I say you can't just look at the worst case scenario for other teams and the best case for us. We've got to keep it balanced to have a fair assessment of where things can lie.
It's not bad. Listen, my standards are always high for this club, but you have to. You can have your standards, but you have to then apply them to the players that you've currently got, right? My players that we currently got haven't proven to me that they can reach the standards of previous, right? They just haven't. Yeah. we got a load of deadwood out now, so that was good. But this team, as it is basically a brand new team. It's a brand new manager. It's a brand new ownership. It's a brand new team. We wasted a year in terms of whatever we did, but this is basically the start of the new era, if you think about it, with the new manager, the new players.
Last season wasn't true.
It has to be the reset of the standards. I know that.
It's the
reset of the standards.
The rebuild. It's the
Yeah,
rebuild.
it's the reset of the standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
What
I mean,
what is it that?
Fumes. You've been running on fumes.
But why don't see the thing is this? You're used to certain things at Chelsea. You're used to winning. You're not used to going 2 years without winning anything. This might be the first time we go more than 2 years without winning anything. Let's be realistic, right? Let's be realistic. Since Roman came in, since we had Roman, we never went 2 years without winning anything. Yeah, this might be the time. So we can't apply the standards of old to the new players because they haven't shown what they can do yet, right? Once they achieve something, they set their own standards and they set the standards for you in your eyes of what they can achieve. So that when you go back and they perform badly, if they do, you go, well, you set your own standards here. You won the Premier League, you won the Champions League, something like that. Or you perform very well, you need to be back up. So you need to apply it that way. That's the thing. It's like you can't. Not everything's the same. It's like when I look at like Arsenal fans are going, yeah, we should always aim to win the title. Bro, have you seen some of your squads you've had the past 10 years? I mean, you got lucky to get top 4. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of those things. We just won a trophy. Yeah, we just won a trophy. That's the standard. Yeah, we've already won a trophy.
Like Flawless says.
No, we don't want to turn into Arsenal, Man United. You're right, and that's why the recruitment has to be correct, and the recruitment of the manager has to be correct. So what needs to happen is, and I'm going to tell you right now, I think we need to take both cup competitions seriously this season, coming up. Seriously, as well as the league. Because we need to get these players of having a taste of winning things as quickly as possible. Jose Mourinho always said, in his 2 stints at Chelsea, it was important to get that League Cup. That League Cup in 2005 was the first thing that group of players ever won. And it made them go on, giving them an extra incentive to go on and win the league. Same with the 2015. That group, it hadn't won a league in 5 years, right? That group hadn't won really anything. Maybe a few of them are still there from the Champions League stuff, and the Europa League, but they hadn't won anything. So it's important to get that. And it's also important for Poch. Poch needs to win something, he needs to win something in England. So that's why he needs to, which he didn't do at Spurs. He never took the cups really seriously. He needs to take the cup seriously. And do you know what? I would take the cup seriously and aim for 5th. That's what I would do.
Just quickly, Fabrizio right now has just tweeted, just been confirmed. Here we go, basically, for Disasi. Contracts have documents of paper are just being exchanged right now. He's got a 5-year deal and +1, 2029, and medical is booked for, I think, tomorrow or Tuesday.
And also, Oliver put in a private chat, another Fabrizio thing through Give Me Sport. Michael Elise is on Chelsea list. We already knew that, didn't we? There are people at the club who rate him as one of the best talents in the Premier League. He is one of the best talents in the Premier League. You get 11 assists at Palace. 11 assists at Palace, by the way. Not at, Brentford or Brighton. 11 assists at Palace. You've got that bum, Edward, and one of the those brothers, AU brothers up front.
And Mateta.
That's what you were saying, Andrew, yeah?
Yeah.
Like what Flawless says with United fans, we can't United our way to a Premier League title. We can't Chelsea our way to a Premier League title.
No, we can't do that anymore. We don't have. Listen, these players have got to build them. They've got to build their reputations up. You know what I mean? They've got. It's all good doing it in pre-season. Do it. Nico Jackson had a great pre-season. Do it against Liverpool, and you set yourself your standard right there. Do it against Liverpool, you set your standard. But let's go into. So let's talk about Poch, and then we'll talk about the transfers that have happened this weekend. Amazingly, even though still people are still complaining about the transfers, even though we're doing them. But the Poch effect. So what have we seen? What is the effect you think Poch has had on the team so far?
I think
Whether it's
we've been much
negative or
better.
positive.
I think positively, we've been a
Yeah.
much more better side attacking wise. We've got some level of clear attacking patterns. We know, I think something that's been very key is that, particularly the crossing, I've noticed. Whenever we get into like the final third, and then we have like those attackers rushing in. There's the wingers or whoever, or the wing back or the full back, will just literally automatically hitting a low drawn in cross to the player, and we've seen that quite a few times as well. Interlinking plays another one. Fitness, of course, is like a big one. We've not had that for like last season, and we saw what that caused us as well. So I think those are the two main things I would say that I've seen from him.
I'd add to that as well the team shape, because like we saw Potter, he played like the most basic and boring and simple 4-2-3-1 you've ever seen, and it just didn't change, it didn't morph, and people could play against it really easily. Whereas you look at the way he set us up this season, we defended a 4-2-3-1, but as we gain possession and move forward, we kind of transition into more of a 3-2-5. So you have that variety there. You can attack in different ways. Whereas, it's not so stagnant like it was under Potter. And even under Tuchel to an extent. Tuchel was back 3-4-3. That even became stale at times because it just didn't change. It didn't ask any new questions of our opponents. So, yeah.
I like the fitness from everyone, as well as the whole the togetherness everyone has. I see, and it's like PR partly as well. But how they're all hanging out together, they're all getting along. The fact that Poch separated the squad from players that wants to actually be here, and the players who all want to go. Like you see, no Ziyech, no Lukaku, everyone's gone. Either they've been sold or they're just banished from the squad completely. I love that. I also love how unified also the fan base is as well. Now, how long that's going to last when we go through a rocky period is unknown with Chelsea fans.
Hey,
but
do you know what?
That everyone's like unified, everyone's happy, everyone's doing prop, people are getting gassed. Like that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I like that.
Do you know what I thought was funny? That they went to America and about 3/4 of the squad couldn't drink because they were under 21 or something.
Oh yeah.
So they had to bond. They had to bond and stuff like that.
Yeah. When you compare this preseason to last preseason,
last season
in terms of last preseason, we were traveling all over the place. Everything was complete in terms of how we did our transfers. Training, fitness. You compare it to this preseason, it's completely night and day. And hopefully that's a good thing in terms of how we start the season and how we kick on.
I think what helped is also, although we were in America, we went to different cities, we were mainly on the East Coast as well. So it weren't like we were traveling from west to the middle and then to the east like we did last year.
Yeah, it's the jet lag they would have had last season from jumping time zones.
Yeah, and also there was there's nice spacing between the games, like 4 days or 5 days and stuff like that, and it's a good rotation. And as most people have been frustrated, we haven't had a lot of ins and outs like transfer wise while we've been out there, which I know will frustrate people a lot. But integrating new people and stuff like that. I know, although we heard earlier this evening, Poch has confirmed that Leslie Ugo Chukwu will leave on loan.
What was that, Andrew? What was his name?
Leslie Ugo Chukwu will leave on loan. It's amazing. I've heard people couldn't pronounce his surname, and it's we have Chukwuemeka. Do you know what I mean? You can pronounce Chukwuemeka. Chukwuemeka, sorry. Chukwuemeka. That's
I'm messing with you.
Andrew, this is the same fan base that found Aspilicueta too hard once upon a time,
That's why I didn't want to sign Schlossler, so I would have called him Steve. Something like that.
I'm surprised this fan base can pronounce Didier Drogba.
Well, yeah. But we've not had a lot of interruptions when it comes to ins and outs and stuff like that. People they don't want any more. They've left at Cobham, which I think is a good idea. It gives them it tells them, no, you're not part of the plans, so you need to go, which is good. So there's no bad. We all know that negativity spreads quicker than positivity. So
I think the only one that left was Ampadu. Did he even travel though? I don't know.
I don't think he did actually.
No, I actually no, he didn't. come to think of it, no.
And then we've been able to integrate Colwell and Matson in, which has been nice. And by the way, people are very excited that Colwell changed his picture on Instagram to him in the Chelsea kit. Now that's how we know people are staying.
Sad bastards.
And they changed their pictures on Instagram and stuff like that. But I think the Poch effect is, you know what Poch is? He's an actual coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a coach that doesn't. It's a coach that is not a camp counselor coach. He'll do the arm around the shoulder necessary. I have no doubt he does that. But it's you do this first. You know, I'll put my arm around you when it's necessary, not at the start of everything. And that's my problem with Graham Potter. He was always like, yeah, he was such a beta male. Do you know what I mean? It was such a. He was right. He was such an assistant coach, not the main coach. You know what I mean? Like you think he was someone's assistant coach, not the main coach. But Poch comes in. I like Poch from the beginning. I like Poch. What I like Poch is he has structured a way where, and it's true that we have needed him more than he's needed us. Ever since like the Enrique Nagelsmann things went and he was a front runner. Remember how long it took for even like the unofficial announcement of him signing. It took like a few weeks, right, before the official, but then the unofficial where everyone knew. But I just like that, and I think you could tell last season those guys were not fit. I don't know what Potter was doing and Lampard were doing, but I don't know what they were doing in training, but they were not fit. They were gassed after about 30 minutes.
Well, we know what they were doing. They were getting days off.
Yes, yes, that's right. Didn't Potter give them 4 days off in a week once? After
Gave them 3 days off after losing to Southampton.
After Real Madrid, the first game we lost to Real Madrid, they even got days off after that.
No, that was Lampard.
Oh, fair enough.
No, but can you imagine Mourinho would never do that? Can you imagine Mourinho? Mourinho
6
didn't
a.m.
like
That
us
would
when
be
we
6
drew.
a.m. You'd be coming at 6
Mourinho
a.m.
didn't like us when we drew a game.
Didn't Ten Hag make United after they lost 4-0 to Brentford, made them run 13 kilometres?
He made them run exactly what Brentford ran. So Brentford ran that amount against them, and they won 4-0, and he made them the day after run it. And that's a guy. Whatever you think about him, he went 2 games and he went nah.
Yeah, but the thing is, that only works when everyone buys in.
Yes,
because you can't go do that when the board are against you and the fan base is against you, and you've got certain players in the squad who don't want to be there and causing negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Ten Hag being able to get rid of Ronaldo, that would not have worked at United a few years ago.
No, it wouldn't. If Ten Hag went there the same summer as Ronaldo went back there, I think Ten Hag would be out of a job.
Yeah,
or he would have walked. So, just on a sidetrack before we move on, I need 5 likes, guys, to get to 100. I just need 5 likes. Get us to 100. We've had a great, record stream of live views. It's been up to 140 and consistently over 100. And you guys have been amazing with your comments and everything like that. And we don't mention it a lot, but if you want to put in a super chat, you can put in a super chat. It helps Marshall, obviously, with the channel and everything like that. But, Poch, I just get him Caicedo, and then first of all that's for Poch, and second of all I don't have to hear this guy's name anymore. Obviously when he plays for us that'll be it. But get Caicedo, get Elise or a Kudus, whatever it is, and please just get I know it's not going to happen, but get a goalkeeper, please. I hate the term that we're getting someone who's going to compete with Kepa. If your goal, like I said on Lewis's stream earlier today, or Ahmed's stream might have said as well, if this guy, whoever the goalkeeper is they're bringing in to compete with Kepa, I don't want him.
What?
The mindset is that this goalkeeper, that he's coming in to compete with him, I don't want him. Yep. If you don't think you're a better goalkeeper than Kepa, you should retire.
What's happened in football the past, 5 years, where top clubs particularly are buying a goalkeeper to compete with who they
over
already
100
have.
likes. Well done, guys. 100 likes.
Nice. Over 100
but
likes.
Prime,
Why are
do they
people
actually
coming in to compete? Chelsea did it, Mendy with Kepa. Man United did it a few times with having goalkeepers come in to compete with David De Gea. Arsenal have done it. They brought in Ramsdale to compete with Martinez, and now they're bringing in another keeper to compete with Ramsdale. Real Madrid even did it, bringing in a goalkeeper to compete with Casillas, and then compete with Jesus Navas or Keylor Navas, before they sold him. Why are top clubs particularly bringing goalkeepers to compete with who they already have? Have an established number one. It's the spine of your squad.
Well, I
It's the
think
base of your squad.
Sorry,
Do all
Ahmed,
big
how
teams
is that
have that?
message? 'Cause
Huh?
I looked at another message which says that he won't buy
That
out
just
the
came out
clause.
now. That
Yeah.
just came out right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Your goalkeeper is the spine of or the base of your spine. You need an established number one. Sorry, what are you saying, Oliver?
Oh, there's some breaking news again. Sorry, before you go, Oliver. Nizar Kinsella has just released news on Moises Caicedo, and he said Chelsea have made little progress in negotiations for Moises Caicedo with Brighton. So it
Well,
seems
nothing.
basically after the 80 million, we've barely made any progress. So essentially, it seems that we've decided. It seems that we've just held back or something like that.
Yeah. What are you saying,
whatever,
Oliver?
man.
Sorry?
It's a new week. Whatever, man. Whatever. Nothing's happened. Go on.
But yeah, as I was saying, like I think with some of the very best in the world, like you can actually see that. Sometimes it happens when they get keepers to compete. Sometimes it doesn't. I mean, you look at Alisson. His competition is Kelleher and Adrian. That's not competition.
They're not competition. They're number two.
Look at Man City's.
That's different.
Yeah, those are clear backups. You look at what's it called? You look at Milan. Milan only have Maignan. They literally don't even have a backup.
I think they do have a backup.
I mean, but it's not even of the level.
Really has a big backup.
No. But again, your backup goalkeeper is not supposed to be.
Yeah,
like if you got Alisson or Maignan or Ederson or whoever, a world class goalkeeper, your backup obviously is not meant to be world class.
To be honest,
I'm not saying world class, but like
I'd say Ederson's one of the outliers because you actually have Ortega there, and I think Ortega could start for a bunch of Premier League clubs. He is such a good goalkeeper, but they got him on a free. Like I don't know how he's decided that he's going to.
But Ortega's not anywhere near the level to Ederson. That's the point I'm making. Top clubs, like you're supposed to have your established number one and then just a backup.
Yeah.
Why is it lately? I've listed Chelsea, Arsenal, Real Madrid, Man United. The past I say maybe 4 or 5 years have had a number one goalkeeper who was kind of only okay or only good, and then they buy a goalkeeper a couple of years later to compete with them. That's not how a top club is supposed to run.
It's because like Chelsea and United, the standards have just dropped over the years. That's where I put it.
Real Madrid also did it. I know.
I don't know about Real Madrid. Yeah, Real Madrid is the question mark.
They did that with when Casillas was coming towards the end of his career. They had Keylor Navas competing with him instead of having an established number one. They also did it with Diogo.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? I feel like the position is not getting the respect that it deserves.
Doesn't get
the respect it deserves.
No, that's why you got people scoffing when they say Maignan worth 80 million. Yeah, of course he is.
Of course he is.
Yeah, but you guys forget goalkeepers are not human, so you know.
That's right. That's why I laugh at this fan base when I go for a few things. Well, I laugh at them about a lot of things. But when they go like, "Oh, we'll keep Kepa one more season because he got us top 4 in the past," and how come you want to sell Chalobah and Chilwell then? Because they got us top 4. They're part again us top 4 in the past.
Chilwell helped us win Champions League too.
Yes, exactly. Second of all, how come you want elite players in every position, but not? How he did help us? How come you want? By the way, how can you want play an elite player in every other position, but you're okay to let Kepa stay in goal for another season? How does that make sense? First of all, and also,
that's what I'm saying.
Also, when you build a spine, a goalkeeper is a part of that spine. Okay,
and also, spine.
Yeah. Also, name me a winning team in the last 10 years that has had a very average goalkeeper and won loads of things. Because you can't do it. You cannot do it whatsoever.
This is why I always say goalkeepers are the most important positions, I think, sometimes.
I think they're up there. I think they're the top two. So I think striker and goalkeeper.
They can't make mistakes.
Striker and goalkeeper. They're the most for me, they're the top two positions. They score goals and they keep goals. They win your games. They win your games. They can win your games by themselves. Striker.
I look at
and
Alisson last season.
goalkeeper.
Liverpool might be fighting relegation about that guy.
That's why I laugh when I see it that we've had such good goalkeepers that before Kepa, they've actually proven how good they are by winning games by themselves. Peter Cech's performance in the 2012 final and in that run is outstanding.
At the semi-final,
Mendy, for whatever you think about him, that year
In that Champions League run was untouchable. Yeah.
Untouchable. Courtois, whatever you thought about him, pulled us some stunning saves in the 2 league winning seasons. Okay, before that, Cudicini. That's what you guys are probably too young, but Cudicini. He, I don't know if you remember this, Chris. We beat Liverpool 4-1 once in the league, right? And Cudicini got man of the match.
He got man of the match.
He got
Actually,
man of the match.
I didn't think. Yeah,
we won 4-1. We beat Liverpool 4-1, and our goalkeeper got man of the match.
And do you guys remember the quote? A goalkeeper can win you 12 to 15 points a season.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do you think that quote exists? It exists for a reason. Top world-class goalkeepers can do that, and that's part. When people talk about how, our striker problems and we haven't been able to, we don't have a world-class striker, we can't win or we can't challenge. We also have that with a goalkeeper. We need a quality goalkeeper, a top goalkeeper, to be able to at least challenge.
You should be able to say about your goalkeeper, if something happens in the game where he doesn't even touch the ball for 92 minutes, can you trust him to make an important save in the 93rd minute to get you through to a cup competition?
That's one of the hardest things to do.
To win your final, to win your points, or keep your points. And I don't trust Kepa to do that. And also, Kepa had some good performances last season, no doubt, right?
Yeah.
But I would just pick out one Mendy performance, and that away to Brentford. Kepa has never had that type of performance away to Brentford. I mean, he was saving it with his head in the end. Mendy was. That's how much he had.
His face.
And we won 1-0.
I'll name you another one on the opposite vein. Do you guys remember when we won the league? I think under Conte, we played Sunderland and we dominated them all game. They had one chance, I think, in the final few minutes. Courtois pulled off a save.
Yeah.
Won us. Like, we won the game anyway, but it was because of him. He would have drew if not for that. You need a goalkeeper that can do both of what I have Andrew said. You need a goalkeeper that can do both. And Kepa, he's had good moments. He's had a lot of bad moments. But unfortunately, he's just not good enough. And that's okay. Let's go spend. If we're going to spend money, spend it properly. None of this bringing in Raya just for competition, just to buy a goalkeeper in the future.
We're not even talking going out and getting a Mannion. We're not even talking about getting a Diego Costa's payment. There is a goalkeeper out there who no one knows about, who is cheaper, and is far superior to Kepa in every way. There's a goalkeeper out there. There's a goalkeeper.
I know Ahmed wants Lafon.
Fine.
No.
I would say this. We, as Chelsea, we hold the defensive record in the Premier League of 15 goals a season, right? In 04-05, right? It's not been touched since, right? And I don't think it will. I don't think it ever
will.
But in that season, even in that season, Peter Cech saved us points and won us points in that season. Yeah. Even with our defensive record. That's what I'm talking about. And Kepa just doesn't... I don't want to do a Kepa thing because it's boring. People have heard me about Kepa. I don't want to... He's just...
Yeah.
Can I just say this?
He's my joker. You know what I mean? It's just...
When we talk about goalkeeper, and Andrew, you said you don't have to get like a Magnon. There's a goalkeeper out there. You just have to do your scouting. What if they are doing that?
Yeah, they might do that. They might surprise us.
What if they have been doing that, but they think this goalkeeper, he's just a year. It's just a year too early in his development.
They might reckon Slanina's that in the long term, maybe.
Yeah, for example. Yeah, what if they think it's Salina, but they don't want to throw him in now, so they'd rather have a goalkeeper. Whether it's Kepa or it's Raya, they'd rather have someone in goal who is okay for at least a couple of years before they bring him in. What if that's their plan?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You can do better stopgaps than that, though. You can get Keylor Navas on loan. What's he doing at PSG?
Oliver, again, I agree with you on that. Yeah. But I'm just saying, what if that's their plan of just having a stopgap for a year or two before Selena is potentially ready?
Let's face it. The reason he's staying is also there's no market for this guy.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
waiting.
I disagree.
There's no
I
market. He's still
disagree.
got 2 years left. He's got 2 years left.
Andrew, he's been linked with Lazio for a number of
That's
years.
like
I
2 years
disagree
ago,
with that.
right? It was 2 years ago or something.
He was
Lazy
linked to
journalism as
He
well.
was linked to. Oh, but he was linked
Okay,
to
Chris,
Summer
see
as
you,
well.
Chris. Yeah.
I'm gonna head
Alright,
out as well. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Peace out, man. Take care, bro.
Let us
He
know.
was linked. He was linked this summer though to Lazio.
Yeah. Was he?
Yeah. So I disagree. That's lazy journal. I think. What's his wages on actually? Does anyone know?
100
And Chelsea's
it
at
varies.
150.
Some
150.
people think it's on 155. Some people think it's on 175. It varies. It's like
That's not kind of like a lot, to be fair, for other clubs to get him.
no, but the problem no. It is if they don't think he's worth that money. That's the problem.
Yeah, but
and
to
also,
a club like
he's
Lazio,
got-
would be.
Yeah,
I
especially
think
for a
he's got-
Serie A club.
He's got to take a pay. I think he won't move because. And by the way, I don't blame him for this. I think they're asking him to take a pay cut, and he doesn't want to do it. And I don't blame him for that because I think he knows when this contract ends, he will never get paid the money he's been paid by us, ever. Not even Saudi will probably come in and pay him that much. Because why don't Saudi come in for him? No links to Saudi.
Maybe he doesn't want to go there.
No, but there's been no links for him to a Saudi club. That's what I'm talking about. There's no links. David De Gea's got links. Obviously, he's a free transfer. I've seen Lloris get links. He's still at Spurs. I've not seen any links for Kepa. And he's younger than both of them by a considerable lot.
Are you saying that no Saudi club would want Kepa?
Well, no one's come in for him.
Yeah, but like that's
what.
But that's like me saying like Brentford haven't gone in for Mbappe. They don't want Mbappe.
No. That's not the same whatsoever.
He wouldn't
But
go.
they took Mendy off us though, so you know.
Yeah, they did take Mendy off us.
Yeah,
but
because
Mendy was only on 60 grand at the time.
And I understand the cultural thing
plus-
with Mendy. You know, Mendy
Yeah.
is a Muslim, and that's
They,
like kind of
they
his culture.
signed the Saudi League have signed a lot of players that are Muslim.
Yeah, I understand that, but they've also signed a lot of players who aren't.
Yeah, who are looking to chase the back.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, one offer, but what I'm saying is not even any. I'm not saying that any offers come in. I'm saying there's not even been any links to a Saudi club. That's what I'm saying. There's not been any links. You don't hear like, oh, Kepa's been linked to Al Hilal or Al Nasir or Al Bundy or whatever. It is.
The only link I remember from this summer is like it was like a very loose link to PSG, and that was just like from L'Equipe. They're like a tabloid in France, so that's not reputable.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying though.
Yeah, but okay. So let's actually talk about amazingly, we've actually got some actual transfer news to talk about. Amazingly, let's start off with the first guy, Leslie Ugochukwu, signed from Rennes. That was it, Rennes. And for any Chelsea, I don't believe any Chelsea fans watch this guy play. For anyone starts in the chat, I don't believe you watch Rennes in the French league. I think you barely watch PSG. So you know what I mean. So don't give me his profile or stuff like.
I back Ahmeds know a thing or two about him, maybe. But that's
Ahmed
about
probably.
it.
But the only person I trust to watch him is Strasbourg Steve, because he watches every league in the world.
Oh,
So he probably
that's
knew
true.
about it. Like I say, it's come out today. Poch has said after the game that he sees him loaning him out. So, not maybe a shot, and probably he will go to Strasbourg. Probably. I don't know if any of you guys have seen any of his clips, his comps, or what he's been. By the way, that was a rumor that he was the replacement of Caicedo for Brighton. I think the story was that one of the scouts said to Brighton that he may be like a profile you look at if Caicedo goes.
I thought Kudus was meant to be the Caicedo replacement.
Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, that'd be ironic. We get Caicedo, Kudus, and keep Colwell. That'd be something. But any of you guys watched any comps or anything for this guy, or what do you think about him? Willie, do you think looking at him, he has any shot whatsoever? Or like Alexis said earlier, do we just build up the reputation and sell him later down the line? I know it's a lot of questions.
I've read about him. I've not seen a single second of him in terms of footage, but I've read about him and I like the profile. He's a tall guy. I don't like ball carrying defensive midfielders. I much prefer defensive midfielders that are more inclined to pass the ball because that's the quicker way to move the ball. That's just a personal preference of mine. I've heard he's a little bit raw, but that's obviously, we're sending him on loan. That's kind of the point. So, and the French league, just in general, they make good midfielders. So, if we're seeing something in him now, then that could blossom. I'd probably try and, build him for the first team. So, not now, but don't put him in now. But yeah, send him on loan. Have him develop under Vieira because Vieira, that's perfect. That's a perfect relationship you can have there. And then come back in when he's ready, and hopefully, even if he's not a starter, he can be a good backup. So I like it.
Yeah. I got to tell you right now, I'm probably not even going to watch Strasbourg games. I'm just not going to do it. I just can't be. I can barely watch my own team sometimes. So if he does well, he does well. But Prime, any thoughts on Leslie Ugochukwu?
You say he's a ball carrier. Are we? Is he?
No. I didn't say that. I said he's more inclined to pass the ball than carry it, and I said I prefer passing defensive midfielders than ball carrying ones.
Oh, so he's not a ball. He's not a ball.
No, he's not. He's not. No.
Oh, okay. My bad. I misheard you then. Okay, then that maybe goes against what I was going to say then. I don't know. I might have to look at a few comps then. If you think, how old is he? 18?
19.
I think he's 19.
19, yeah.
19.
But
I don't know. Maybe having him have a loan. Maybe
he's definitely out on loan.
Yeah, might be a good thing to do. But me personally, I want to see how. I would prefer to see how Santos and maybe Cassidy.
Which is why I think he's going out on loan
this season.
Yeah, which is why I think he's going on loan.
But this is the great thing about what we're doing, though, because if Santos turns out to be that guy, we just flip Leslie on for profit, and then it's done.
That's why when Chelsea fans were saying, "Let's get Lavia," I'm like, is there a point to getting Lavia if we have Santos? What would make Lavia better than Santos aside from playing?
That's another thing about Leslie as well. Leslie is statistically, I saw a graphic on Twitter. He is statistically quite similar to Romeo Lavia.
Let's face it. I think Lavia is going to be a good player, but the bias towards him is because he's played in the Premier League. Let's face it. If Lavia was in France, it'd be the same as Leslie Ugochukwu. But this comment here: what if he becomes Yaya Toure? Here's my counter argument. What if he becomes a Timmy Bakayoko? That's my counter argument to that.
What if who becomes Leslie? Becomes
what if he becomes Yaya Toure? Is my counter argument to that. What if he becomes Timmy Bakayoko? Because I got stung with Bakayoko because I got Toure vibes from Bakayoko when he was at that Monaco team, and we got the wrong DM.
Did you watch him when he was at Monaco?
Yeah, the 16-17. That team was before it got ripped apart. Yeah, we got the wrong DM. We should have got Fabinho. But he gave me definitely Yaya Toure vibes, and I was very glad when we bought him at the time. But that did not end well.
Hey, there's always that Spurs game, man.
Oh God!
I think it was his debut.
That Watford game. Oh, good Lord!
Yeah.
He got sent off. My God! And the most thing I remember about the season with him is that how many times he changed his hair color.
Oh yeah.
New hair, new me.
I say that was more successful in his actual games. Is that he changed his hair color? And that was what it was. He had a great hair. Yeah, I think he went blue. Once, which is great.
He got pink once as well. I think
he did, and he went. Yeah, he did. You're right. He went pink as well. I think he went red for once, but someone probably obviously told him to change that as quickly as possible.
That Watford game, how high does that rank in the worst Chelsea performance? Let's say in the last decade.
You mean as an individual or as a team?
Individual.
Man, it's in recent memory. It's up there. It is up there. Definitely. Yeah.
Before last season, it would have been my number one, but last season, man, you had Gallagher versus United, Ziyech versus who was it? Zagreb. You had some terrible ones last season. I just can't forget those. I can't lie.
No, I understand that. Then that says something that we could take something from a whole season and actually go over several seasons. Chelsea made progress in the pursuit of Brighton goalkeeper Robert Sanchez after seriously exploring a bid for the Spaniard. I'll go back to what I said before. If the argument is we're bringing someone in to compete with Kepa, I don't want him.
Didn't he get dropped at Brighton?
Yeah, he got dropped in March for Jason Steele.
Was it performance related, or do you think he fell out with De Zerbi?
I think it was a falling out, just based on what De Zerbi was saying. I had to kind of read into it a little bit because De Zerbi's English isn't the greatest, so I had to kind of.
I don't remember him ever.
What did he say?
I don't remember him any clamour last season of him needing to be dropped or him making. No, he has made mistakes, obviously, but of him like making so many mistakes that they had to drop him. I don't remember that.
What did De Zerbi say, Oliver?
I think he said something like, "This is before they played United." I don't know if this was the Carabao Cup final or if it was a league game, but he said something like he said he dropped him because this is the way Sanchez wants it. But I think that doesn't make sense. I think it's just bad English, and I think he's trying to say it's this way because of Sanchez and implying something in terms of like there might have been a falling out or an attitude problem. That's just my interpretation.
If you remember at the time, I think he did the same with Trossard as well.
And which game was he dropped for?
It was a game against Manchester United, but I can't. Well, those comments came before a Manchester United game. Again, I can't remember if it was a league game or if it was the Carabao Cup final. I can't remember which one it was, but those are the comments.
I thought the Carabao Cup final was against Newcastle.
Oh yeah, wait. What am I thinking of? What did Brighton play? Was that the FA Cup semi-final?
Semi-final, you mean?
Maybe that. I can't remember, but yeah. Okay.
Interesting. Oh, you mean Carabao Cup? Sorry, semi-final. I think.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's just in terms of play style.
But the thing is, Sanchez is good on the ball though. Like unless it was his shot stopping. Which again, like we said, none of us heard anything like he had a massive nosedive in performances in terms of his shot stopping. Sanchez is good on the ball, and so is Steele. So there's not really much you can really separate them on that. So
when you say good on the ball, Kepa's supposed to be good on the ball as well. So
but that's an exaggeration, though.
No, but that's my point. Just being good on the ball. Like, how good are you as an actual all-round goalkeeper?
I've seen him consistently pick out passes for Brighton. I did watch him quite a bit in the beginning of the season.
Was that under Potter?
It was under both.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. This is why I'm confused about the whole situation with him and how he got dropped for Steele. But at the end of the day, the reality is the reality of it. So, who knows? But not really convinced it is quite an underwhelming link. I can't lie.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about the other breaking news. Obviously, it's broken even further. I got to tell you right now, I was working this weekend, so I got I was traveling home and I slept for an hour, and suddenly I got notifications about the Chelsea transfer, and I thought, it's Caicedo, it's done. Caicedo is done. Yes, we can stop talking about Caicedo to Chelsea. It's done.
This is why I don't sleep in the day.
That's right, but I've been up since about 5, so it's like one of those. So it's
fair enough.
Needed to happen. So I think it's pronounced Disasi, but I think we should call him Axel. He should have Axel on the back of his shirt. So Monaco defender, same club that Badashili came from, Chelsea fans. So don't write him off because you did that with Badashili and look what happened.
They
45 million.
Monaco, my bad, sorry.
Yeah, it came from 45 million. Now,
euros or pounds?
I think 45 million pounds, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm asking
45 million pounds.
Okay.
Yes, 45 million pounds. And now the news that it's basically done. Are we thinking that means Chalobah's out?
Yeah. I think so.
Logic would dictate that, right?
I disagree.
I mean, with the reports that he's deemed as a saleable asset, that's got there's no smoke without fire, and now we've got a new centre back.
So I know Prime, you said you disagree, but let's look at this, right? We've got Thiago Silva there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Badashile, and we've got Colwell at the moment, right?
Yeah,
You're adding this
Fofana injured.
guy who's Fofana injured. You're adding this guy now, Axel. Okay, Chalobah's there, so and you're adding Axel in there. So that's 5 centre backs, right? For what we presume is going to be a back 4. Yeah. Do you not? You said you disagree. Why do you disagree?
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. I don't rate Chalobah. I've wanted him to go for years.
Oh no, I don't think.
Well,
No. I'm talking in terms of that Chalobah leaving.
I just when you look at our centre back options,
yeah,
Fofana's and particularly right centre back. Fofana's injury prone.
Yeah, well, he's out. Don't even refer to Fofana.
Silva's 39. He's an old man, so realistically, this is his last season. I doubt he'll sign another 1-year extension. Take Silva away, we don't even have a starting right centre back. So I think just because we have Axel coming in,
was it 45 million euros? I do apologise. 45 million euros.
Just because we have Axel coming in, I don't necessarily see it as an automatic reason just to get rid of Chalobah. Okay. I may not personally rate him, but as a backup centre back, I think he's what's the word? Culpable. Like I think he's doable as a backup centre back. He loves the club and he likes playing for us. So why not keep someone there as opposed to spend money again for another centre back? Because Fofana, I think he might be done now. I don't think he's going to come back anywhere near the same. So right. I don't know. We'll see. But I just think selling Chalobah might be the wrong thing to do, just to have to spend money again on another right-sided centre back in a season or two.
The thing with me is I don't see signing Axel. I don't see that as a reason to sell Chalobah. I just think it opens the door. It gives us, getting him in gives us the security to move on Fofana. So to move on Chalobah. I don't. It's not a reason. It's just like, okay, we're covered now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear that. I do, but I just think the reason might not be the wisest thing to do because this time next year, we're going to need a right centre back backup. Well, Silva will be gone, and Fofana, if he doesn't look that good coming straight back from injury, what are we going to do?
The issue becomes this though, right? I think the issue becomes for me is, so you've got a year of Colwell. You've got a year of Colwell bedding in, right? Experience. You've got Badashile there. You've got Axel there. I presume Thiago Silva will leave in the summer. Although there was an interesting thing he said about a week ago. Asked about going back. He said his kids don't want to live in Brazil. I don't know if anyone read that. But his kids do not want to go back to Brazil, which is
okay.
Thing. So maybe he becomes maybe a playing coach sort of thing. Maybe if Poch wants him around, I suppose.
I'd be happy for that to happen. I just think we need to take the initiative to move on ourselves. We can't. We can't let him be a crutch in that way. I
think in a back 4, like I said, I think he affects the midfield in a back 4 when they have to sit deeper. That's just me. Although he scored a great header today, it was a very the man's leaping at 39 years old is just that shouldn't be happening in football. But
I still think he's a world class centre back. I still believe he's our best centre back, best player.
I still think he does.
I just think realistically, in terms of building something for the long term, having to constantly rely on him may not be the like.
No, I agree.
Probably isn't the smartest thing. We should look to build.
That's what I'm saying. So I think this season, I don't think he plays a lot of games that people are expecting him to. I think people are still expecting him to play a majority of the games, and I don't think that's happening even at once a week. I just don't. Given his age, I think there'll be specific games where he sits out, even against the top teams. I think there'll be specific games where he will sit out because of the pace and everything like that. Now,
I think the only reason people are expecting him to play a lot of games is just because of where they see him on the pecking order. Because Fofana's now out of the equation. They're just basically saying, "Oh, well, he'll just cover Fofana's minutes," because we thought Fofana was going to be the starter. But it's not the same thing, as you say.
By the way, I don't think we're buying Axel Disasi if Fofana gets injured. I don't think we're doing that, by the way.
No, we weren't linked to any centre-backs before that.
But then again, I thought But then again, I go against my own argument because I thought we were going to keep Chalobah anyway and have 5 centre-backs. So I think Chalobah is a good option as a squad player. Come in and out and again, do the cup competitions. And I think he's that at the moment, he displays the kind of thing that Loftus-Cheek used to do and just seems to be happy to be part of the squad from what I'm reading. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I'm here, I'll do my job. It doesn't seem to be at the moment where he's knocking on and demanding first team football. So whatever happens, also makes me mad that people are only asking for, I think he's only worth 25 million in this transfer market I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's worth a lot more. You could.
He's had 2 years of now regular Premier League football. And by the way, that's one of the strangest things of last season. He was in the running. Was it February or March for Player of the Month? He was in the Premier League Player of the Month, and then he just inexplicably dropped for no reason whatsoever. That's one of the things that Graham Potter did last season. He just dropped people with no explanation whatsoever.
Killed his confidence because he was very good before that.
He did to Badashir as well. Do you remember?
Yeah.
He just dropped Badashir out of nowhere. He was like, Badashir was rocking it game after game after game when he first started, and he just dropped him.
You could arguably, I mean, I don't know. You could eventually say he's worth like 50 mil.
Well, Gahey's got. Listen, I think Gahey's a good player. I think he's better than Chalobah, but I don't think he's like that much better than Chalobah.
I disagree. He's better than Chalobah.
No, I listen. When I say he's, in my opinion, he's better, but I don't think he's like that better. Do you know what I mean? Where I go like, oh yeah, you definitely want to get Gurhey over Chalobah. Like I wouldn't argue for Gurhey over Chalobah. As like in terms of what our squad is right now, I wouldn't argue for that. And by the way, why are people upset about us signing Axel for 45 million euros when we were going to try and buy Gurhey for 45 million pounds?
I think a huge factor as well when you're thinking about his value is his contract. He's got a 5+1 left.
Yes, he just signed a new contract.
He's up to 2028 with an option to extend. So we could max that to 2029. You know that's got to add some value to him.
And also, I know he's young, but he's got the experience that people are looking for in this squad. You know what I
think the only thing he's missing, and this is because of Gareth Southgate, is the fact that he should have had some senior caps by now. But you know, Gareth Southgate doesn't pick people on merit, so you know that would have definitely raised his value.
This is also going around about somehow Disasi is like Maguire. Disasi is no way slower than Maguire from what I've seen. Don't even try that with me.
I mean, even if he is slower than Maguire, I mean,
no, but I've seen some of his plays.
No. I'm not saying he is, but like I'm saying, even if he is in terms of like he doesn't have pace. I mean, Silva's not fast. So like, what does that really mean?
Well,
Terry was never quick.
In the group chat you and I are in, someone pointed out. We had Gary Cahill and John Terry in the defence for 3 years straight. They weren't fast.
Like, if you can read the game and you're intelligent, like your pace sometimes makes up for the fact that you're not intelligent.
He's not slower than Maguire, bro. I don't know what you're watching or what you've been smoking. He's not slower than Maguire, bro. I'm telling you right now. I think we'll draw that to a close, gentlemen. It's been a great stream. Like I said, we had one time in there, we were averaging 140 people in there for a Sunday. So that's very good. And we thank everyone who's got us over to 100 likes. That's all we ask for. Every YouTuber asks for, you know, just try and match the likes as much as people are viewing, because you obviously like what we're doing. We're going to send you over to Sarcasm City right now. So we're going to raid that channel. Hopefully it works. Hopefully I've done it correctly. So just raid them, you know, just annoy Flawless. You'll probably see me and Prime over there, maybe. But you'll definitely
Put in the
see that.
comments, champions of the world.
Yeah, champions of the world. Yeah, do that. Champions of the Summer League, or whatever it's called. What we won
Champions of the Summer League.
Yeah,
Invincibles,
won the
yeah.
Summer League Cup. But I think we will be back Wednesday, just to catch up on the news. And I know we play Thursday. I don't know what time Thursday it's on the UK. I believe it'll be.
I'll have a look.
It's in Chicago, right? I think it's in Chicago, so they're about 6 hours behind us.
So
I think it's 1 a.m.
It is 1:30 on Thursday morning.
So is it Thursday morning UK time?
Yeah, so it's a Wednesday night. You know what I mean?
So maybe we will do a reaction to that Thursday night, possibly. But we'll let you know Wednesday. I presume we're going to do that. But like I said, I want to thank you. Like, share the video, subscribe. Let me just look at the subscribe. Let me just do that right now. Let's do that. So we are.
Make sure you're always liking, always subscribing. I know sometimes, like I used to do that sometimes, where I'd be so engaged in watching the content. Sometimes I just forget to like. I get that happens, but so if you're liking what you're watching, you want to help us support.
Time to snap out of it.
One way to do it for free is just by liking. So
I want us to finish the stream on 2,055 subs. We're on 2,057, so thank you very much. You've exceeded on that one. That's what I'm trying to do in every stream, like Flawless does on his. Get like new subs as much. Not like I'm not asking like I need 30 new subs each stream. Just a total. So I'd love that, but But we want to thank you for Marshall, who was doing an outside broadcast for a part of the stream. Real Chris that was here. Alexis, Kafka's View, subscribe to that channel. Ahmed, The Bridge, subscribe to The Bridge 258, subscribe to that. He did a watch along. Oliver was on there earlier. What's going on there? And that's on. You're right. Fabrizio just did it 59 seconds ago. Ousmane Dembele says yes to Paris Saint-Germain. Initial green light to the proposal has arrived. PSG verbally agreed a 5-year deal with Dembele's agent. PSG has sent a formal letter to inform Barcelona. Now trying best way to close the deal. Depends on timing.
I think there's a 50 million clause.
Yes, there wasn't a release clause. Wasn't it?
It was 50 million euros, I thought.
No, I thought it was 100. I read last year, it might have been fake report, but he signed like a 2-year one where it was like 100, and if someone hit it, they then had to pay him 50 million as well, or something like that.
Oh, maybe it's that then. Maybe
maybe it's like 50 million, but they're going to pay him 50 million. What does that do to Mbappe? Does that entice him to stay? Probably not. But yeah, so yeah, we'll be back. We'll direct you to Sarcasm City right now. Like their video, subscribe, and we will see you Wednesday. Keep being casual.